Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, check. Hello. Hi fans, and welcome to St. John, the little Thursday night Maritime Women's Basketball Association game. Moncton Mystics in town to take on the Port City Fog. I'm Bill Gibson, joined now by Coach Madeline Belding of Port City. Madeline, this is a big game tonight. You're sitting, just a game behind Fredericton, with Moncton right on your heels, one game back. You win, you're tied with Fredericton. You lose, you're back there tied with Moncton. Very, very close between the New Brunswick teams. What are you seeing tonight?
I mean, it's a incredibly competitive division in New Brunswick. Every game is important. Every game has been down to the wire. It's been fantastic basketball. Obviously, we're here to win. Like we're extra competitive tonight. Like we want to take this win. But the growth of the game is really important, and we're showing it this year. Like the New Brunswick side, we've really stepped it up, and they've been good games all around.
Yeah, you said down to the wire the last game in Moncton. It doesn't get any better than that last game in Moncton from a basketball perspective. Maybe from a coaching perspective, some things you want to clean up and want to change from that overtime thriller that you pulled out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it speaks to the players that we had, that they were able to stay concentrated and focused in that moment, because it was down to the wire. We were up by I think 7 with 2 minutes left, and then kind of blew it a little bit. And I'll take that one on the chin. But these athletes, they're really locked in and they want to win. And it speaks to their character, it speaks to their talent.
Yeah, I don't think you have anything to take on the chin. This Moncton team is a very strong ball club.
Absolutely.
They go 3 deep with bigs that are really good. They've got some wings that can shoot, and the league's leading scorer in Leonie Albert at point. So you got a lot to counter there, but you've got a lot of weapons on your side as well.
Yeah, we do. And it's great when you never know who's going to score big in the game. Like we've had multiple people who can score double digits, and the best part about it is they're playing together, and they enjoy playing together, and it makes coming to the gym that much more enjoyable. And I know the fans can speak to it. You see joy on their faces when they play, and that's what we want to see. Competition, but the enjoyment of the game as well.
Yeah, you have a pretty enviable guard rotation in your backcourt. I look at that and I think, wow, you've got a lot of choices there.
Absolutely.
A lot of shooters, and it really has been, a lot of your games has been those young wing shooters making those 3-pointers. The Grace Tillies of your roster, the Erin Ingalls that have really been stepping up.
For sure. And this is one of the greatest things about this league. You have athletes that maybe didn't play a lot in their first year of university. They get to come back, and instead of just training by themselves for a month, they can come play here for 2 months and really develop on the skills and the stuff that their coaches want them to work on. So it's a balance. Obviously, everyone's here for different reasons, but at the end of the day, we want to compete, and that's why they're here.
Yeah, there's a pretty good crowd filling in here. I know we'd always like to see a few more out, but thanks to those that are tuning in online. Of course, we've got this one, and then I know you don't want to think too far ahead, but you've got a big weekend in Halifax ahead. Just want to foreshadow that a little bit for the folks that are out there. You've got the 2 Halifax teams, and you're not thinking about that right now, but that's in the back of your mind. That's a task that makes this one just a little bit more important from a standings perspective.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. Moncton's right on our heels, and they're not coming in here thinking they're going to lose this game either. So they lost 2 games tough at the end with Fredericton, so I know they're coming in here ready to take one, and so we got to focus on today. But obviously, the Halifax, shadows looming ahead for the weekend, and once we get there, it's going to be game on. So we're ready for it.
Thanks for joining me. Good luck in this one, and good luck at the weekend in Halifax as well.
Appreciate
and we'll see everyone back here in St. John for the final tournament. I think there's some news coming on that. Coming on that at halftime. We'll share that at half. But good luck in this one, Coach, and thanks for joining me.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, folks, and come on back in a few minutes for tip-off. Good evening, fans, and welcome back to St. John, New Brunswick. We are on the campus of the University of New Brunswick at St. John, the usual home of the Seawolves. This evening, it's the home of the Port City Fog of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. They will be hosting the Moncton Mystics in this one in a big interprovincial rivalry. Certainly feel the rivalries building in this league between all three of the New Brunswick-based teams. This is a big game in the standings right now. Port City comes in at 3-2. That's good for third place in the league. That's a one game behind the 4-2 Fredericton Freeze. And right on the heels of Port City are the 2-3 Moncton Mystics. Well, Moncton win here, ties them at 3-3 with Port City on the way out the door tonight. A Port City win moves them to 4-2 and ties them with the Fredericton Freeze. I know there'll be a lot of folks tuning in the capital city up in Fredericton, watching this one with some eye to the standings. Of course, we're headed to the big weekend in Halifax coming up. We'll talk about that as we move along. Just about set here for the opening ceremonies, and a great look at the Moncton Mystics. I think those black jerseys are new. They are sharp looking for the Mystics. And a nice little interview with Coach Malin Belding of the Fog before the game, teeing up how crucial this one is in the standings, again going into the weekend, and how closely matched these teams are. If you weren't aware, folks, these teams played in Moncton just a couple weeks ago, and that was, so far in my view, the game of the year in the league. That was a 98-95 overtime win. Moncton tied it at 85 with about 4 seconds to go to force overtime. Bailey Henderson emerged from a scrum for a loose ball around half with about 11 seconds to go, and took the rock to the rack to score two for the game-winning points. Grace Tilley added a free throw, and the Mystics couldn't make a shot at the end to win it. But what a battle that was. Moncton fighting back in that one. Expect these teams to be close. Moncton has dropped a couple late to Fredericton and to St. John, part of their record as well. Ovation here in the gym for first responders. Of course, lots going on in the Maritimes this week, particularly firefighters, but all first responders involved. Going to have everybody introduced here. The reserves for Moncton first. That's the non-starters introduced. Not sure if you could hear all of those through the microphone here. Starters. Leona Albert leads the league at 19 points per game. Kelly Vass, strong guard play, about 7 points per game, up a little bit from last season. Jenna Jones, the sharpshooter, at 11 points per game. 14 is Allie Berry. Allie Berry checks in at number 10 in the league in league scoring at 13.2. And Leah St. Pierre. St. Pierre is fourth in league scoring, just under 15 at 14.8. Mystics are coached by Jillian Smith. And now the Port City Fog will be introduced. Non-starters. 4 is Abby Ring-Deneen. 6 is Bailey Henderson. 11 is Jessica Carapace. 12 is Amelia Mitchell. 13, Lauren Harris. at the starters for the Fog. 5 is Courtney Thompson. 7 is Grace Tilley, 9.4 points a game. She had, I think, 25 in that one in Moncton. Erin Ingalls at 6.2 points per game. Baxendale at 13. Puts her 13th in the league as well. And Kaylee Kilpatrick sits 3rd in league scoring at 16.8 points per game. Peter Hickey and Emily Thomas assisting Madeline Belding. We'll have a live performance of the anthem here. Be right back after that. All right, we are just about set for tip-off. So going to be Spencer Jeffrey tossing the ball up to get this one underway. Kilpatrick and Barry posing centers in this one. And that will be a battle worth watching all game long. Really looking for Leo Albert to get off quickly in this one. This, of course, is the Medavie game of the week. Nice look inside, and it's Kilpatrick with the first two. For Port City to go inside out. Jones for St. Pierre inside for Barry. Squares up. Now turns and backs in. Little power step. High off glass. Nicely defended by Kilpatrick. She cleans the glass. And it's ahead for Baxendale. .40 Port City, early going. St. Pierre, she is dangerous on the outside. She's going to be checked by Erin Ingalls here early. There's Albert. What I expected would happen early. I expect we would see Albert look to get some shots off. And there's again Baxendale gets right to the bucket. Glass's pass just a little too strong for Albert. Out of bounds. Moncton's going to have to do a bit better job containing Baxendale on those paint drives. There's Courtney Thompson, and she gets right inside, was looking for the pass, and Barry picks it off. A little runner through the lane there. Might have been a better choice in hindsight. One's going to go out of bounds, St. John or Port City ball. And you see a great look there, nice replay. Jenna Jones just loses the footing. Kilpatrick directs a little traffic. The handoff for Thompson. Little switch inside. Nice lob pass for Kilpatrick. She finishes off glass. Yeah, she set that one up. Directed traffic. Courtney Thompson read it well. Nice screen and roll. Finish for 2 for the 6'4" Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick got a piece of that one, and it's in the hands of Baxendale. She has Grace Tilley running the far side. Now Erin Ingalls right down Broadway. No pass delivered though. Now Kilpatrick shoots the 3. Rebound for St. Pierre for Albert. Ahead for Ali Berry. That pass is just too strong. Pleased to come down Highway 7 for this one. It's 38 degrees when I left Fredericton, about 20 when I arrived here. Port City, certainly very relieving to step out of the vehicle. I arrived down here. Nice little backdoor cut there by Courtney Thompson. And Kilpatrick returns the favor on the assist. 8-0 Port City. Mystics need a bucket here, and it's Jones getting fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Little double duty visit for me here to the Port City. And a big thanks out to all of those down here work at the regional hospital. My brother's been in for the last couple weeks, expecting to be discharged tomorrow. So thanks to the fine folks there, doctors, medical staff, everyone, for the care given him over the last couple weeks. Thompson on the curl from about 8 feet. That one rattles through. 10-1 Port City. They're out to the big start here. Guess that was more like 13 feet. She's a little farther away than I thought. Barry for Albert. That one through. Now let's see if Moncton can get a stop after they've got their first bucket of the game. Kilpatrick, that's through for 3 points. Vass for Jones. Back for Kelly Vass. Puts up the 3-pointer. That's front at rimmer. Taken away into the hands of Thompson. Outlet for Baxendale. Baxendale goes high off glass. Rebound for Albert. Off to Vass. Now the Mystics are going to push. Vass was looking for Barry, and the quick hands of Kaylee Kilpatrick pull that ball back. Erin Ingalls has got to drive to the bucket, fouled by Jenna Jones. Ingalls at a UNB, second year of eligibility with the Reds. So you see Jones on the foul. Ingalls got it up towards the rim. Erin Ingalls out of St. George and Fundy High School. With 5 points and close to 5 rebounds for the Reds this season. The 13-3, she will go to the line with the opportunity to push the lead beyond 10. We have our first subs of the game. 6 is Bailey Henderson for Port City. And Kylie Balzer, number 3 for the Mystics. Along with Abby Miller has checked in. Miller wears number 16. And there's Jessica Carapace in number 11 for Port City. So Henderson and Carapace for Port City. Miller and Balzer in on that stoppage for the Mystics. We're going to stay Moncton ball after a little discussion. Albert will inbound for St. Pierre. St. Pierre goes high off glass. the only option when you're shooting over Kilpatrick. Baxendale, front rim on the three-pointer. Of course, shout out to key sponsors, Medavie Royale and Dairy Farmers of Canada for making the MWBA possible. Baxendale with the miss, but it's Carapace on the rebound. Scores 2 and will go to the line for one more. Courtney Thompson will check back in. Baxendale will check out. Carapace out of Rossay, Toronto Metropolitan University. Been 19 games as a rookie. A pretty good campaign here for the Fog. Over 8 points per game. St. Pierre. 3 is a little short. Carapace on the run out. 1-on-4. She'll pull it back and wait for Henderson. Kilpatrick guarded by Abby Miller. Courtney Thompson into Kilpatrick. You could see that coming. Kilpatrick knew she had the size advantage on Miller. Missed the little turnaround, but that's a good look. They'll take that all day long if you're Port City. Kilpatrick's not going to miss from 5 or 6 feet very often. Thompson. Port City just getting to the rim way too easy here if you're Moncton. Just way too easy for Port City to get to the bucket. St. Pierre for Miller. Lauren Harris, number 13, has checked in for the Fog, and now we see Amelia Mitchell as well. Will come into the game. Vass and Barry return for the Mystics. Albert and St. Pierre to the bench. Travel called on Abby Miller. Miller was looking for a foul. I think on Harris. Moncton stuck 14 here. Better than halfway through the first quarter. Henderson takes the handoff. And again, penetration by Port City. Another good look at the bucket. Ahead for Balzer. Back for Miller. A couple ACA players off to Jenna Jones, who's too strong on the free, but there's Allie Berry inside for the cutting Jones. Nice cut, nice pass, nice finish. Thompson on the drive. Pass is deflected, but it's Port City that comes away with it. Harris on the miss, rebound for Barry. Balzer was fairly nicely defended by Thompson. Got her going away from the rim. A little over the shoulder shot dropped. Moncton needed that too. Henderson for Carapace. Harris. Barry on the carom. Kelly Vass hits the trailer in Allie Berry and brings it back outside, and Jenna Jones on the inside. Rebound for Mitchell. Mitchell straight into teammate Abby Miller from Mount Allison this past season. And now it's Miller who will finish and get the foul. Miller causes the turnover from Amelia Mitchell and then finishes on the other end. It's another ACAA player in Bailey Henderson who's giving the foul. Kelsey McLaughlin checks in for the Mystics. Jenna Jones will go out. So for the Mystics, it's Barry, Miller, McLaughlin, Vass, and Balzer. And for Port City, Ingalls, Kilpatrick, Carapace, Tilley, and Thompson. The big 3 points on that trip from the Mystics cut into the Port City lead. That time Moncton stops the drive. But it's Kilpatrick who's left open to shoot the three-pointer as Ali Berry dropped to prevent the drive. Now Berry looking for the catch. Looking for, I think, a little push on Kilpatrick. Not called. And back to the official pretty much all the way up the floor was Berry. Official rightfully not engaging. That's Albert off for McLaughlin, and now Miller back for Albert. Minute 20 to go, opening quarter. It's been a fast-moving one. Albert for Berry, 15 feet. Rebound taken away, Kilpatrick for Grace Tilley. Tilley's got a nice three-point shot. Haven't seen that in action yet today. Ingalls uses the Kilpatrick screen, and Ingalls gets right to the bucket. Gonna like that drive if you're a fan of the UNB Reds. Aaron Ingalls gets the shoulder square and goes right to the rim. McLaughlin, nice release, he tracks it down. Off for Berry. Miller's gonna drive into traffic, draw a foul. Abby Miller certainly not shy on the contact side of things. ACAA Player of the Year this season for Mount Allison. What a great team that was, put together by Coach Chase with the Mounties. Baxendale in for Carapace. 26.2 to go here in the opening quarter. If you're Moncton, you'd love to get a three-pointer here, get it down single digits. Instead, it's going to be Berry backing in, tries the up and under move. Miller on the rebound. Well defended that time by Aaron Ingalls. F. Miller with a tough shot after the nice offensive rebound. 5 to shoot, and now St. John can go up big with a score here. Oh, and they get a great look. That one just bounces off for Courtney Thompson. Thompson, 5 seasons at Dalhousie, former AOS MVP, and just shy of 1,500 all-time points in the AUS. Must have had one like that bounced just exactly like that did. 1 point in her AUS career to miss those 1,500 points, just too shy. One game last night in the association, it was the Thunder 74, the Hornets 67. That game played at MSVU. Thunder went up 10 at the half by a three-pointer at the buzzer by Grace Wade. They got up roughly 20. I don't remember exactly what the difference was in the second half, and then the Hornets stormed back, closed the gap. Came up short though. It was Carissa Cadgerini with 19, Grace Wade 13, Tiffany Reynolds 12, Jazz Perron 16, Courtney Donaldson 14, and Catherine Korovitz 10 in response for the Hornets. Of course, the attention of the league will turn to Halifax this weekend, as all 6 teams will be in Halifax. If I can get the right sheet of paper here, I'll give you that schedule. All games at St. Mary's University, Saturday and Sunday, 3 p.m. Halifax Hornets, Port City. 5 o'clock, it's Windsor and Fredericton. 7, it's the Halifax Thunder and Moncton. That's your Saturday schedule. Your Sunday schedule, again, still at St. Mary's. 11 o'clock, Fredericton and Halifax Hornets. 1 p.m. Windsor and Moncton, 3 p.m. Port City and the Halifax Thunder. Folks, you're going to want to get down to that one this weekend in Halifax at St. Mary's. 6 great games in this league. And if you take a look at these standings, the Thunder are out in front at 7-0. They're going to be really tough to catch. Fredericton Freeze has 1 game in hand there at 6-2, but a tough-looking schedule ahead for the Freeze. Port City at 3-2, the Mystics at 2-3, the Hornets at 2-5, and Windsor yet to crack the win column at 0-6. So a lot will be determined here over the course of the weekend and the few games that will remain following that. Most teams will have 8 or so games in by the time the weekend is over, leaving you only with 1 or 2 left to go in the regular season before the action returns here to St. John, when you will have the Legacy Cup tournament coming up the weekend of June 16th to 18th. We're going to talk a little about that at half. I won't go there right yet. Set here for quarter number 2. Vass with Barry, Miller, Albert, and McLaughlin for the Mystics. That's McLaughlin with the ball. Off to Vass and Albert. Albert, front rimmer, taken away by Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick's joined by Ingalls, Tilley, Thompson, and Baxendale. Oh, back screen there, called a foul on Allie Berry. Seems she picks up a couple of those. Yeah, she might have a point on that one. I don't know that she was actually moving on that one, but it does seem like she has a tendency to pick up a foul or two, say on the offensive end or on the screening end each game. Plays physical, and that's a nice battle right there of physicality between Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick beats the buzzer. Rebound Mystics, Vass. Defended by Grace Tilley. No call on that drive, and a little side eye from Kelly Vass to the official. Not really a complaint. Time it's Barry going into Kilpatrick. She will draw the foul as Kilpatrick doesn't allow her to get the shot off. Shout out to Fog Game Day sponsors, Egg Farmers in New Brunswick, UNBSJ, and Domino Pizza are the game day sponsors here this evening. Barry to the line. And a lane violation on Moncton. Do the Mystics ball. Allie Berry played at Acadia. Played pro in Germany. Averaged pretty much 10 and 8 throughout her Acadia career, so a pretty good season there. Shot nearly 50% in her AOS career as well, and that's Barry on the rebound. Blocking foul called that time on Kilpatrick. So now both bigs, Kilpatrick and Barry, have picked up fouls on the last couple of plays, and they're picking them up in spots on the floor where you don't want your bigs to pick up fouls. If your bigs are going to get fouls, you're going to want that to be in the painted area of the rim you're defending for the most part. I believe that's going to be 2 on Kilpatrick. A little adjustment of the clock on the far side. Set to go now. Vass inbounds for Albert. Oh, nicely defended by Ingalls. Picks off that baseline pass. Thompson loses the handle, but keeps it alive for Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick backs in, gets the own rebound, tips it up and in for Kaylee Kilpatrick. That's how you shoot 50% and pick up an offensive rebound to boot. Albert can't get that one to go, but it's Barry on the rebound outside for Vass. McLaughlin's open. Oh, she fakes the three, now drives inside for Barry. Baxendale gets a hand on it, jump ball. Possession to the Fog. There you see Barry goes down to pick it up. And a big smile on her face there as she gets tied up. Jenna Jones and Leah St. Pierre check in. Kilpatrick with the drive. Very smartly didn't pick up a foul there. Oh, nice by Erin Ingalls. I think we're going to get a foul here. Yeah, we are going to get a foul right there on Leah St. Pierre. Ingalls knocked the ball away. There's a little push. Spencer Jeffrey right on top of that one. Did a little one-handed push from St. Pierre on Ingalls. Knocked away by Vass. 14 on the shot clock for the Fog. Now 5 to shoot. Kilpatrick knows it. She takes the three-pointer. That's kind of an okay if I have to. Ends up with 3 points. Easy looking stroke for Kilpatrick. Now there's another player with a nice easy looking stroke. Jenna Jones answers with 3 at the other end. Moncton starting to find the offensive rhythm here just a little bit. What they really need though, oh, and there's a reach in from St. Pierre. I was going to say, it's to stop Port City from getting right down the middle of the key like that one. You see Carapace just with the blow by, and St. Pierre, nice hands on the reach in. Knocked that one out of bounds. Carapace on the save, right in the hands of Barry. Off for St. Pierre. Watch Albert for the 3 on the kick out here. Oh, St. Pierre goes right to the bucket. Thought we were going to get a fade to the corner. Jenna Jones fights for the rebound. Allie Berry with a nice move inside to score 2. Carapace for Ingalls on the cut. Baxendale. Another layup for the Fog. St. Pierre with the fake and then shot. Rebound Kilpatrick. Thompson, Baxendale. That time there's help defense by Jenna Jones. Vass got so wide open in the key there and had so many options, she wasn't sure which one to pick. Finally handed it off for the lay-in. Timeout called. Vass stepped on the brakes there, and Courtney Thompson couldn't get stopped quite as quickly. Timeout taken. Player of the week this week in the MWBA is Robbie Daly of the Fredericton Freeze. He was instrumental in keeping league's leading scorer, Leonie Albert of the Mystics. He averages 19, kept her to 4 points. Last week's game in Fredericton, some key buckets as well for Robbie Daly. Other nominees, Abby Miller of the Mystics, who played a great game. Carissa Caggiarini of the Thunder, Lisa McKay of the Edge, and Courtney Donaldson of the Hornets. No Port City nominee this week as they were idle. Well, I've got my own little thought on a nominee player of the week. I don't get a vote, don't get to nominate anyone, don't get anything. But for me, if I had waved my magic wand, I would say there should only be one nominee this week. It should be Sarah Gordon of the Halifax Hornets. Sarah, of course, is a firefighter and paramedic. And with the wildfire situation happening in both provinces, absolute shout-outs to all of the first responders, particularly the firefighters working the large fire here in New Brunswick, the St. Andrews or Sam Cook area. And of course, the massive Shelburne fire in Nova Scotia, several fires in the Halifax area as well. People have lost a lot in certain cases in those fires, and firefighters and paramedics certainly, and Sarah Gordon is deserving of recognition. Just putting that out there. Not sure if anybody in the league is listening. I'm sure someone is. So that's my little idea of the week. I have them every once in a while. Just have to share that one. Sarah, thanks for all you do. I'm sure you're not listening in. You're probably doing something much more valuable than listen to me this evening. Vast to the line. Mystic stuck 13. That one rims out. Kelly Vast, former St. Thomas Tommy and Crandall Charger in the ACAA. Just plays all out. Part of the Tommy's team that went on a really nice run of 4 straight titles and national appearances. And much like many of the players, when I was going through stats, have somewhere in my records, in my sheets, what they were averaging last year, what they averaged last year. Vass is up, a whole half point a game here. This league just, tremendous growth from year to year, tremendous depth of these teams. This year, these New Brunswick teams are all phenomenal. Get out if you can. Of course, I'm a big New Brunswick supporter. Sometimes we feel like we're the little brother to Nova Scotia and Halifax when it comes to basketball. New Brunswick teams in this league are proving it's not necessarily the case this season, as Baxendale scores 2, and now Balzer's going to answer. No, Baxendale with the defense and the whistle coming in. I won't say late, but after the ball was already on the way down there. Send Balzer to the line. Kylie Balzer out of Crandall. Averaged about 7 points per game in her 61 career games at Crandall between 2017 and 2023. Over 8 points per game this season for the Chargers, starting 15 of 18 games. .340 to go now in the first half. I'm going to stay right here the early part of halftime. We may have a halftime guest at Coach Belding before the game, teeing up the importance of this one. And there was a nice little announcement coming at halftime. Kind of have a sense I know what it's about the Legacy Cup. Looking forward to exactly what that announcement is. So stay tuned here to the early part of halftime. Some league news coming there. Time Baxendale gets to the rim and draws the foul. Talked about it a bit before the game with Coach Belding, the strength of the guards and the guard depth here for Port City. Of course, scratches in this one for Port City appears to be Haley McLeod, number 16. along with Mackenzie Ryan. Number 3, Mackenzie, excellent three-point shooter. Now 5th all-time AUS, not part of this. Teammate Haley McLeod at CBU, a scratch here. So add those two to this Fog lineup, and they're pretty tough. And there's another great guard there in Grace Tilley. Tilley out of Ross A. Bishops this past season. Took her Red Hawks team to the AA Girls Final 12 at Harbor Station, or TD Station in 2022. I guess it's no longer Harbor Station, although when it comes to naming of arenas, the original name is usually how it always is in my mind. Apologies to the good folks over at the station. St. Pierre from the elbow. That rims out. Balzer on the board. Looking inside for St. Pierre. St. Pierre draws a foul. Thompson Kilpatrick set to check in for Port City. And we've got a sub for the shooter, Kelsey McLaughlin, for Leah St. Pierre, I believe. St. Pierre, UBC, St. FX. Bernice McNaughton High School. Abby Miller too strong. St. Pierre on the rebound. Finally, Kilpatrick comes away after a few misses there. Vass tried to step in on Courtney Thompson. No foul called. Instead, just out of bounds off of the Mystics. Now McLaughlin checks in for St. Pierre. 2:03 to go here in the first half. Thompson for Tilley. Kilpatrick turnaround is too strong, but that's a good shot. You'll take that again from Kilpatrick as much as you can get it. We'll tie up on the rebound, but the strength of Kilpatrick just wins the day there. Outside, Baxendale. Rebound, McLaughlin, now Vass. Vass gets right to the rim. Not sure that was the patented Kelly Vass look away. Lauren Harris checks in. Vass to the line. Good opportunity to talk a little bit about the Mystics. Mystics, 2 wins on the season. Both of those came on the interprovincial weekend in Fredericton, where they beat the Hornets 103-95 in overtime and beat Windsor 95-56. So Moncton really would like a win here tonight to get on the board against the provincial rivals. Lost 2 to Fredericton and 1 to St. John thus far for their 2-3 record. Port City has the come from behind win against Fredericton here on the season's opening game. Miller makes a long 2. Port City also beat the Edge in Fredericton, and then of course the overtime thriller that we talked about against the Mystics. Baxendale too strong. Rebound for Port City, and that's put up and in by Lauren Harris. Good work by Harris on the boards. Blocked there by Bodies. Couldn't quite see who had the ball. Miller, reverse, inside for Jones. Jammed on the rim. Kilpatrick just impacts so many shots underneath. Players, I think, often rush a little bit when you see the length of Kilpatrick at 6'4". Timeout called, 13.7 on the clock. Good timeout here by Coach Belding. great opportunity to use the timeout. You're not going to be able to carry over to the second half. So no sense carrying it over. Euro ball with a few seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Great opportunity to drop a play. You might need this at some point later. An opportunity to put more points on the board here. So what have you got length of the court play with 15 seconds? You know, teams will be looking at this and taking notes, I'm sure, as they do. The coaching in this league is second to none. .7 to go here in the half. If you're interested in some Fog team clothing, pristinelife.ca, pristinelife.ca, pristinelife.ca. Port City Fog team clothing. Kind of like the Fog colors, the green and the gray. We'll say, though, the Hornets jerseys, the beehive-looking ones, are my favorites in the league. Got put up by Harris. That one is wide. Clock stops with 1 second to play. Not sure that's the look that Port City was looking for necessarily. Mitchell in for Kilpatrick. Smart substitution there, and Henderson will check in for Baxendale. Just preventing fouls with 1 second left. Coach Belding on that sub. Ball is inbounded, and we are set here at halftime. 40-29 in favor of Port City. It'll be the under 11 Lancaster Lynx Spring League team will be joining us at halftime. Will be the on-court entertainment. Just stay here and see if there is a guest lined up for interview, and if not, we'll take a break. All right, halftime guest is here. Just wait for the thumbs up from upstairs and then we'll be on the way. And we're good to go. Joined now by Courtney Thompson. Courtney, it's a battle out there. You've got a bit of a gap on Moncton in this one. They're getting some good looks. They're just not making them. Was that your view of the first half as well?
Yeah, we started out strong in the first quarter, but definitely we've been even in the second. So defense is definitely going to determine this game in the second half.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed is you were able to get to the rim a lot down here. I'm expecting they're going to tighten that up in the second half. You guys have to be expecting the same.
Yes, definitely probably some shifts in some offense this second half.
Yeah. Going into the big weekend in Halifax, you don't want to think that far ahead. This is one you want to nail down.
Yes, definitely. If we can get this win under us, then it'll be good for the weekend.
Yeah,
good carry the momentum as well.
This is one that would move you tied with Fredericton for second. And, if it goes the other way, Moncton is then tied with you going into the weekend. So lots to be determined in the standings. And I know we just had an announcement here in-house. Of course, this is all building to the final weekend, June 16th to 18th. And I know I heard it, and I know the fans heard it. And there was a little buzz went through the building here when it was announced that the finals are going to be at Harbour Station.
Yeah,
or TD
exciting.
Station. I keep calling it TD Station. I'm sorry, it's a Fredericton thing. It's going to always be Harbour Station to me.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty exciting venue to get the Legacy Cup finals in.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's nice to play on the big courts, and hopefully we'll fill the seats. And
yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I wanted you to go with that. Fill the seats, so fans, TD Station, box office tickets will be on sale soon. Don't know exactly when, but look for that. Again, thanks to the sponsors for making all of that possible. Yeah. That's absolutely phenomenal for the league to see the league showcased in that building is going to be just awesome.
Yeah, because it'll be great. You don't always get to see all the Halifax teams and everything else, so it'll be good for like St. John or New Brunswick to witness kind of like all the teams, not just the St. John teams.
Yeah,
so.
it certainly will be. It'll be the first look of the league for the Halifax teams in St. John. They weren't through here last season, and of course weren't through here yet this season as well, but they'll be here for the finals. Thanks for joining me. Good luck in the second half, and again, we're expecting some adjustments both ways on that one. And folks, you heard it right here from Courtney. TD Station for the Legacy Cup. Get your tickets. Come on back in about 10 minutes for the second half.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good evening once again, fans, and welcome back to the University of New Brunswick at St. John here in the Port City. It's Port City Fog 40, the Moncton Mystics 29 here in Thursday Maritime Women's Basketball Association contest. Of course, the Maritime Women's Basketball Association not possible without the support of the sponsors you see going across the screen. Royale, the league would like to thank founding partner Royale. Royale is a proud supporter of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association and is proudly Atlantic Canadian. The founding partner of the league, Metav is excited about the potential impact this league will have on our local courts and in our communities, cheering for the league's success. Dairy Farmers of Canada, being New Brunswick, PEI, and Nova Scotia are proud sponsors of the MWBA. When shopping for groceries, be sure to look for the Dairy Farmers of Canada quality milk logo. This means the product was made with 100% Canadian milk produced according to some of the world's strictest standards. Other league sponsors, Cushman Wakefield Realty Atlantic, Sports for Life, and of course Cox and Palmer as the official legal counsel. And fans, of course, the big announcement, if you missed it at halftime, if you ran to get a little snack and you're just coming back now, Legacy Cup, of course, we knew all along from the start of the season will be played here in St. John. Now officially announced and confirmed here live, and I see it online as well shortly after the announcement. It will be played June 16th to 18th at TD Station. See the TD Station website, box office. Tickets will be available soon, so look for those. Get here to St. John for that. Spectacular league. It's going to be a great weekend of basketball here in the Port City. That's a beautiful facility. Get yourself down here. You're not going to want to miss that. If you're in the area, folks, and you haven't seen, as I talked to Courtney Thompson in the halftime interview about the Halifax teams haven't even been to Port City yet in the 2-year history of the league. So this will be their first trip in. And of course Windsor as well, as Port City not fortunate enough to have one of the tournaments last year. And of course they do have the championship tournament this year. So look for those teams to come in. There's going to be a whole new set of players that you haven't seen. You've got to enjoy the New Brunswick rivalries. And boy, this is another good one here with Moncton. Moncton didn't really get the offense together in the first half. But to me, when I think about it, what they really need to do is clamp down on the defense. Port City's been getting to the bucket, I think, a little too easy. I think they've been respecting the three-point shot just a little too much and getting burnt for the work towards the basket. So I expect them to counter that. There you see another drive attempt, but that time better defense by the Mystics to cut off Baxendale on that. So let's see if the Fog need to turn to that three-point shot here in this quarter. For Moncton, they'll take a whole lot of that from the high-low game of Abby Miller on the finish from Allie Berry. Mystics start this half. Miller, Berry, Jones, Vass, and Albert. For Port City, it's the 5 who started the game. Tilly, Thompson, Ingalls, Baxendale, and Kilpatrick. Turnover there by Port City. And the score here, Moncton can make it a really, really tighter basketball game all of a sudden. That's Miller on the drive. Short rebound, Baxendale. Baxendale on the push. 3-on-3, and instead she's going to kick it to the corner. Tough catch for Tilly. That's Courtney Thompson. Oh, had Erin Ingalls and didn't see her, but that's Tilly for 3. Wide left for Tilly. Miller on the rebound. Vass for Albert. The only Albert gets hot in this one. She can make 3 or 4 3-pointers in short order. Be a really different game here. Jones, Albert, and Barry. Miller with the screen. Barry kicks out for Vass, 6 to shoot. Vass short on the 3. Out of bounds, that will be Mystics ball. Or pardon me, Fog ball. When I think of the Mystics, 3-point shooting, I think Albert, I think McLaughlin. And Jenna Jones, they're the, what I would say, the main 3-point threats. St. Pierre can make them from out there as well, as can others, but a little full court man-to-man defense for the Mystics, and there's a turnover generated. Vass ahead for Jones. Jones' elbow jumper is good for 2. What was 11 at half is now 7. Kilpatrick gets Barry to reach. That's going to be another foul on Allie Barry. Wasn't the most high-speed drive to the basket that you'll see anywhere, but very determined. Kaylee Kilpatrick with a head of steam. Makes the first, pushes the lead back to 8. Kilpatrick played D1 in the U.S. with New Hampshire, pro in Ireland, Australia, and Germany. You see Ingalls on the miss, back for Kilpatrick, and she makes the 3. Didn't get across the court to see the scorers at halftime, but Kilpatrick has got to be the game's leading scorer by quite a bunch. I think that's 3 3-pointers she's knocked down now, I think. Kilpatrick on the rebound. Off for Baxendale. Baxendale picks up another foul on Moncton. I think that went on Leonie Albert. Trying to listen, but I didn't quite get it. Baxendale bothered by Vass. Barry with the hard defense on Kilpatrick. But you're not getting another 3-pointer on me. Instead, Kilpatrick, the good offensive work, gets a 15-footer out of it. It rimmed out. Albert now for Barry underneath. Barry with the tough catch. Just lays it up. This time it's Port City looking for a call from the officials, and they wanted a travel. I wasn't watching the feet so much as the hands there on Allie Barry. Going to be a reach on Jenna Jones. Looks like one of the changes in this half has been to get Abby Miller a little more time on Reese Baxendale. Don't think that matchup was off of the switch. Now it's St. Pierre in for Barry. Tilly for Kilpatrick. You're going to let her catch it that deep. going to go in the bucket a whole lot of times. Kilpatrick, the easy turnaround. Miller looks for the answer. That one bounces away. Now it's Miller who will guard Kilpatrick this trip up. Moncton appears to be switching just about everything. Kilpatrick again got another good look. That was from 15. Rebound though to the Mystics and Vass in the front court. Leah St. Pierre. St. Pierre hasn't had a great game on the offensive end either. St. Pierre 4th in the league at about 15 points a game. Some work to do here in the second half to get to that, as does league leading scorer Leo Albert, who's in averaging 19. Second in league scoring from the Thunder is Carissa Caggiarini. Carissa at 17.6. And be surprised if after this one, unless there's a big scoring push from Moncton, that Caggiarini jumps into the league scoring lead. Albert's got some work to do, as I say. And Kilpatrick as well, right there at 16.8. So a good game here from Kaylee. Could push her into the league lead in scoring. There, Courtney Thompson with the bouncer buzzer beater. Another great replay from the fine folks at Aurora. Do such a nice job here covering the New Brunswick teams for the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. Miller draws the foul. I think it's going to go on Ingles. Folks probably get tired of me saying this, but Abby Miller, one of the all-time favorites in my time covering the ACAA. First team all-conference ×2, conference MVP this season. The story, though, essentially more or less a walk-on. Talked her way in, deserved to make the team. Just worked so hard, and her game grew so much. Really got to see it from year to year on Miller. Just made a really, big jump under the tutelage of Coach Chase there, and the effort that she put into the game. And she's an effort player. I always am fond of the big effort players as well, making the most of what they have. Miller inside for St. Pierre. St. Pierre and Ingles fight for the rebound. It's going to be off of St. Pierre. Baxendale bodied the whistle from official Spencer Jeffrey. They're after the play again there. Oh, it's going to go on St. Pierre. If I'm reading the board correctly, that's going to be her third and team's third. And St. Pierre going to the bench, so undoubtedly that was her third. Kelsey McLaughlin will check in. That sends Reese Baxendale to the line. Reese would need to shoot about a dozen free throws for me to get all the way through Reese's accomplishments in her 4 seasons at UPEI. U Sports All-Rookie Team, AOS Rookie of the Year, AOS First Team All-Star, AOS Championship MVP, U Sports Bronze, on and on and on, out of Sussex High School. Will play her final year of eligibility at UNB for another Sussex connection in Erin McAleenan. McAleenan, of course, introduced about a week ago, or announced about a week ago, as a new coach for the Reds. A lot of excitement there. Of course, McAleenan, a name that's synonymous with basketball in New Brunswick. High School Player of the Year award bears the McAleenan name. And of course, longtime coach Peter McAleenan led some really strong Sonics teams, as well as some provincial teams. So very fond of that choice by UNB. Good UNB, there's Ingles fighting for the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. And while I'm talking about Sussex, if you're watching from Sussex, listen up here. Next week, next Thursday, The MWBA is coming to you. Sussex, one of my absolute favorite little towns in New Brunswick to visit. Just love the drive through the hillside, the gateway to Fundy Trail for me coming from Fredericton. That's an absolute must-see, the Fundy Trail. If you're coming to Brunswick, one thing that I would recommend that over everything else, the Fundy Trail Parkway. Spectacular, absolutely spectacular. But back to the MWBA coming to Sussex. Next Thursday, June 8th, Fredericton Freeze at Port City. Be a Port City home game, but played in Sussex. It's going to be played at the Sussex Regional High School. I can almost bet the gym will be packed there. They're probably already lining up in Sussex to get there. An absolute great hotbed of basketball that is in Sussex. And Sussex, pretty well located between the three cities here in Fredericton, Moncton, and St. John. So if you're a New Brunswick basketball fan in any of this lower part of the province, next Thursday, 7 o'clock, Sussex Regional High School, Maritime Women's Basketball Association. Get yourself there. It will be a dandy, and you can bet the Sussex crowd will be supportive of this excellent product. Lead up to 12 now as Carapace goes to the line. That'll end my little commercial for tourism in New Brunswick. I know Katie Butts of the Freeze will be pleased that I'm getting some digs in for tourism in New Brunswick. She, of course, working in that role this summer. Look into the Mystics huddle and Coach Jillian Smith. It's a pretty calm huddle. 2:52 to go here, third quarter. They're down only 12. Again, they do have some three-point shooting that can bring them back in the game. We saw them in that game in Moncton against Port City. Battle back to tie it late. Had a lot of crowd support in this one. This is a more pro-Port City crowd, though. Coach Smith has not gone deep into the bench, but we have substitution here. It's Balzer, number 3, who's checked in. So it's Balzer, Vass, Barry, McLaughlin, and Jones for the Mystics. Kilpatrick, Carapace, Lauren Harris, Reese Baxendale, and Grace Tilley. There she is. Vass calls a play. To the corner for Jones, inside for McLaughlin. Kick out a little too strong for Balzer. Albert is set to check in. This will be, I believe, for Jones is out. Balzer is out. Miller is in with Albert. Mystics into a little bit of a zone here now. Carapace gets the offensive rebound. Cracked it to the corner. Kilpatrick, another three-pointer. That one just rimmed out. Vass stops over half. Sets up. Nice drive by Kelly Vass. Uses the Abby Miller screen. Gets a little lay-in off the plexiglass. Tilley hasn't been able to find the range in this one. That's a couple three-pointers with an off the mark for Tilley. Barry slow to get up. Now she's back into play. That's inside. for Kilpatrick, who picks up the foul on Abby Miller. Erin Ingalls will check back in. A little surprised here we're not seeing a sub for Allie Berry. I guess she's going to shake that one off. Good look at the shooting form of Kaylee Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick, a former Harborview Viking here in St. John. Barry backs in Kilpatrick. Collects her own rebound, is going to try it again. Now outside for Albert. 6 on the shot clock. Albert's going to have to make a shot. Barry from the elbow, too strong. Rebound into the hand of Ingalls. Ingalls for Kilpatrick. There's Tilly finding the mark on the jump shot. Lead up to 14. It was just 10. Albert, a little one-on-one now. Step back three-pointer, front rim. Rebound taken away. Shot clock is off. Port City can play for the last shot. Instead, it's Kelly Vass on the steal. Vass for Barry. Oh, the miss the lay-in. And rebound to Port City. That's one the Mystics desperately wanted. That would have been a big bucket. Could have cut 14 to 12, and instead, it's the Fog with an opportunity to add to it. Ingalls can't get it to go. Nice defense by Abby Miller. Here you see Ingalls, and Miller steps in. Nice step in by Abby Miller. Just got straight up on that one. Brings us to the end of the quarter. It's been St. John pretty much in control of this one from early by about that 10-point margin. It's 14 right now. 55-41. Another look at the upcoming remaining schedule here in the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. Tournament weekend this weekend at St. Mary's, at Halifax, Saturday. Hornets and Fog, 3 p.m., 5 p.m., Edge and Freeze, 7 p.m., Thunder and Mystics. Sunday, the teams will do it all over again, shuffle the deck starting at 11. The Freeze and the Hornets. 1 p.m. will be the Edge and the Mystics, and at 3 p.m. will be the Fog and the Thunder. Thursday, June 8th, we told you about that game in Sussex between Fredericton and Port City. That's going to be a great one. Also Thursday, June 8th, Windsor at the Thunder, 7 p.m. at St. Mary's. A couple games on June 10th. The Hornets at Windsor, 1 p.m. at Avonview High School. And Moncton at Fredericton as well on June 10th. And we'll wrap up the regular season schedule. Port City at Moncton on Sunday, June 11th at 4 p.m. That's going to go at Harrison Trimble High School. We'll look at Coach Belding. And then, of course, we've mentioned it, championship weekend here in St. John, Legacy Cup. Be a second name put on the Legacy Cup after the tournament, June 16th to 18th. That's going to go at TD Station, announced here this evening. So in the big building, on display this league, the quality of players. You're going to want to get there for that. It's a beautiful facility, lots comfortable, right in the heart of downtown St. John. You know, the more I come here, the more St. John grows on me just a little bit. Save maybe the rest of that comment for sometime when I'm not on the air. Oh, just kidding. St. John is not so bad. Again, privileged to be here. Thanks to the Fog for inviting me down. Very, very privileged to be in the chair and on the air this evening. Baxendale falls over but keeps the ball, jump ball. Possession to the Mystics. They'll take that turnover here as we are just into the fourth quarter. St. Pierre, Albert, Jones, Miller, and Balzer, your 5 in the black for the Mystics. Albert with a miss there. Miller tried to save it, but had the toes in the tulips out of bounds. Ball over to the Freeze, and the Mystics coming. It's like a little trap here from the Mystics in the full court. It's a nice outlet to have there. The 6'4" Kilpatrick, and Baxendale and Tilley execute the break very, very nicely. Well broken by Port City. Baxendale, Tilley, Kilpatrick, Ingalls, and Thompson. Your Fog 5 here in quarter 4. Fog 5, is that a musical group out of Great Britain? Or a group of freshmen at Michigan? Not sure which, one of the two maybe. Foul there on Erin Ingalls. That will be her second, the 5'11" forward. The St. George. Inbound for Albert. St. Pierre guarded by Ingalls. St. Pierre with the jump shot. That one is nothing but nylon. Mystics cut the lead back to 14. Balzer guarding Thompson. That's inside for Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick. Again, good defense by Abby Miller. Forced Kilpatrick to change directions a couple times. She ended up using the height advantage just to shoot over top, but couldn't get any closer to the basket. Kilpatrick gets out the Windex and cleans the glass on that one. Three points. Kaylee Kilpatrick. About all we haven't seen her do in this one is lead the fast break. Miller answers with 2. Nice move by Abby Miller. Bomb looking offense there by Miller. Thompson reverse dribble, kick to the corner for Tilley. Tilley, that one looked like it was going to go down from my angle until it hit the rim. Balzer for Miller. Miller, a little too strong there, but it's St. Pierre underneath. St. Pierre draws the foul. That's going to be the third on Erin Ingalls. St. Pierre, I think if you see here, St. Pierre forced the contact on that one. That's smart veteran play from Leah St. Pierre. Make sure the foul was called. St. Pierre, former Canada West first team All-Star. Three seasons at UNB and then at X. Nearly 200 rebounds in a single season for X. They're in the top 20 all-time single season in AUS career rebounding. I guess it's not career, it's single season rebounding. Oh, nice move by Thompson. A little too strong off glass, though. That was just a great move. Easy to see how she has been such a great scorer and is such a great scorer. Moves like that. Smart play by Mitchell. Throw that out off of the Mystics. Kelly Vass in for Jenna Jones. Carapace is in for the Fog. Kilpatrick goes to the bench. So Mitchell, Carapace, Baxendale, Thompson, and Ingalls. Moncton full court pressure again. Thompson kicks for Mitchell. Mitchell loads it up and makes 2. Bass cross court. Albert drains the three-pointer. 12-point game now, 6:42 to play. Does Moncton have another comeback in them? They did it last time against Port City. They fought their way back into the game. Subs in for the Mystics on that one. Albert again for three. That one doesn't go down. Rebound, Ingles. Ingles is going to pick up the foul. That's either going to be Vass or Barry. Great replay there again. You saw the clear foul. Will be the first on Kelly Vass. And Thompson with the tricky dribble on Ali Berry, and Ali Berry's going to get the reach in. Tough assignment there for Ali Berry regarding the primary ball handler that far away from the court. You're giving the all-out effort. Ingles back for Thompson. St. Pierre on the miss, Barry on the rebound. Barry puts the shoulder down and goes with a little mini hook to score two. .540 to go here, quarter number 4. 10-point game, it was 16 at one point. Mystics are making a little push. Kilpatrick back in for Mitchell. Mitchell gets a good hand from the crowd here. Crowd not quite as big as it was opening night against the Freeze, but a pretty good crowd here for Thursday. Very, very nice weather out here in St. John today. I'm sure a lot of people are enjoying the out of doors this evening. We've got some rain coming, which we desperately need over the next, I think it starts tomorrow at some point. A few days of rain ahead where we can use it all around the Maritimes, I believe. These are quite dry. Miller checks in for Barry. Albert flips the Miller screen now. Miller inside. Nice screen and roll. Miller and Albert nicely executed. Down to an 8-point game now. 4:40 to go here in the quarter. The Mystics, a stop and a score. And suddenly this gets very, very interesting. There's the stop on the miss from Courtney Thompson. Rebound to Balzer, out for St. Pierre. And there is the score at the other end. Mystics with a comeback again. One of the few times we've seen the Mystics get in the open court. A little scoop shot there from Leah St. Pierre. Look there at the Mystics huddle as they break it. 6-point game. It's a Fog timeout. And there you see Coach Hickey in the timeout. It's a pretty calm timeout, though, by the Fog. Coach Hickey coaches Ross A, and it's a pretty good boys team there this year under his tutelage. Again for the Red Hawks. And of course, so many of these coaches coach at the provincial level. Peter Hickey among them as he runs that timeout for head coach Madeline Belding. See if Moncton comes with pressure. They're going to pressure lineup on Albert, Vass, St. Pierre, Miller, and Balzer. That's a pretty speedy lineup. For Port City, Ingles on the inbound for Baxendale. Thompson, Tilley, and Kilpatrick. As we wind towards the 4-minute mark here in quarter 4. There's another turnover. Miller, that jump ball, but it will stay with the Fog. I thought Miller was going to emerge out of that one clean with the ball. Good work by Courtney Thompson. All the officials agree it does stay Fog ball. So now the all-important possession arrow back in favor of the Mystics. That one nearly thrown away over to my position here. Baxendale tracked it down. Now she gets inside, gets one off. That one gets rimmed to beat the buzzer, and it's Kilpatrick on the offensive glass to get a new possession for the Fog. We're now under 4 to play. 5 to shoot. Ingles finds space, puts one up. Kilpatrick on the tip, but it's St. Pierre. St. Pierre on the run again against Tilley for Balzer. 2 more points, 4-point game. Folks, it took a while for this one to develop, but it's suddenly the close contest we expected off the top. Thompson, Baxendale, Tilley. Tilley gets a whole bunch of space, and it rims out into their hands of the Mystics. Kelly Vass, a break there on the missed shot. St. Pierre, oh, has that one spin out? Unbelievable. That one, I think, went around the rim 3 times before it finally came out in favor of the Fog. Courtney Thompson draws the foul. Kelly Vass was looking for the push-off, so I'll talk to the official about it. I think that's going to be a foul on St. Pierre. I think it's going to be her 4th. Jenna Jones checks in for Sydney Balzer. A 4-point game. You have to start, as Moncton has, with some stops. Thompson with a miss on the free throw. Thompson out of Simons High School, 13th all-time in the AUS in points. Makes one there, pushes the lead to 5. Still a 2-possession game. Albert to the front court, guarded by Tilley for Jenna Jones. St. Pierre, she's been instrumental in the comeback here. Now she's going to drive, was looking for Jones on the baseline pass. Just a little too strong. St. Pierre and Jones just not on the same page there. Here you see the nice drive. St. Pierre was looking for the pass, and Jones just couldn't corral it. Full reset on the 24. Score here by Port City would be huge. The Mystics really need a stop. This time up. Keep it a 2-possession game. You don't want to make it a 3-possession game if you can help it. Thompson reverse dribble. Tilley. There's a 3-pointer from Grace Tilley. Jones can't answer at the other end, but tracks down her own rebound. Now out for Albert. Albert gets right to the glass and scores 2. But it's a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Port City, those 2 possessions. 6-point game. Thompson for Tilley. Tilley fakes on St. Pierre, inside for Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick off glass, scores 2. Got a Mystics player down. That's going to be Jenna Jones. Jones about as tough as they come. I didn't see what happened and what caused her to go down on that. We'll reach up to the neck area there. I wonder if she might have got an appendage up in that area. So 8-point game. Port City settles into a half-court defense here. Under 2 to go. Albert with the turnover. Nice defense by Port City. 2-on-1. Thompson's going to take the jump shot and make it a 10-point game. Good response by the Fog after the Mystics cut it to 4. Score 6 straight. St. Pierre tries the 3. Barry can't get the rebound. But there's Kelly Vass on the rebound a second time. Tied up with Kaylee Kilpatrick. Alternating possession favors the Mystics. 1:30 to go. Looks like Coach Smith may be pondering a timeout there on the far sideline. Instead, elects to let it roll on the inbound. 14 on the shot clock. It's into the post for St. Pierre. St. Pierre rattles it through. Back to an 8-point game. Port City, I think, can put it away with a score of this trip. 8 points in a minute 15 is a lot. 10 would be almost insurmountable. But they get the stop on the miss from Ingles. With a minute 3 to go, they're across half. The score here could be a 2-point game. Miller underneath. Outside Vass for 3, short. Rebound fought for. It's Barry coming up with it. Jump ball called. Jump ball is going to favor this time Port City. There you see Barry gets it up. Gets the elbows going a little bit, trying to win clean possession, but could not. Just checking the right amount of time on the clock here, I believe. Timeout taken by Port City. With their ball on the inbound, undoubtedly we will see the best pressure lineup Moncton can bring here as they look to force turnovers on this Mystics team. Down 8. 50 seconds to go, 49 and a half here in this one. Moncton closed it to within 4. Couldn't get any closer. There you see the Moncton 5. Vass, Albert, St. Pierre, Barry, and Miller. Coach Smith elects to go, I'll say, with the big lineup with Miller, St. Pierre, and Barry. Miller, in this instance, will be the energy wing with St. Pierre and Barry underneath. Port City advances the ball after the timeout. Again, shrewd coaching move by Coach Belding. Does lose 10 seconds off the shot clock to do so, but takes away the opportunity for a turnover under your own basket. Tilly hounded by Miller. 2 to shoot. They're not going to get a shot off. That's the defense that the Mystics needed. Took 14 seconds off the clock, though. Now we have timeout Moncton. You can bet that Coach Smith will elect to move the ball forward as well. Needing scores, the time on the shot clock makes no difference now to Moncton. They're going to have to get shots up fairly quickly. Folks, again, it's been my absolute pleasure and privilege to be here in the chair Stellar work once again by the crew at Aurora Productions. And thanks to the sponsors, Medavie Royale, Dairy Farmers of Canada, Cushman Wakefield Atlantic. I might have said that one wrong. Cushman Wakefield. Realty Atlantic, I knew I missed a word in there, and Sport for Life, Cox and Palmer as well at the league level. Game sponsors here today for the Fog: Domino's Pizza, Egg Farmers in New Brunswick, and UNB SJ are part of the folks make this league possible. All the great opportunities and the stories here in the Maritime Women's Basketball Association, just phenomenal. Albert gets the three, rejected by Kilpatrick. That's one more trick out of the bag for Kaylee Kilpatrick. She is one of the all-time leaders in blocks, of course, for the New Hampshire Wildcats. And there was a three-pointer block. Miller with a nice score through the lane. 25 seconds to go, 6-point game, 2 possessions. Foul given by Allie Berry. That's going to be time to put the Fog in bonus. That's the 5th foul. So now can Baxendale make some free throws to make it a 3-possession game. It's going to have to be the Mystics' MO here for the final 24 seconds, 23.9. Get the quick score, give a foul if you can't get the immediate takeaway. And there's Baxendale, calmly making the 3. Reese Baxendale. And on the line a whole lot. Baxendale, of course, out of Sussex. And as mentioned, next Thursday, MWBA goes to Sussex. Everybody's in Halifax this weekend at SMU. The whole schedule, the mwba.ca. Check it out online, where you can find your streaming links as well if you're watching this one. That's probably where you found the streaming link. So you can go right there, check out your schedule, all the games, of course, available online. But if you're in the area, get there. It's worth it. You will enjoy it. I'm a bit of a basketball junkie myself, but this is quality league. And as we heard from Coach Belding before the game, these New Brunswick teams this year are all very close. You see it here. Moncton cut this lead to 4. They'd made a couple of those shots early. It could be a totally different score here in this one. Could be closer than the 8-point game we've got right now. But if this holds, I don't want to get too far ahead, but if this holds, this will move Port City to 4-2. That will tie them with the Freeze going into this weekend. And they'll drop the Mystics to 2-4. They will be tied with wins with the Hornets. The Hornets one more game played, not a loss. So the Hornets are at 2-5 right now. So a lot of important games ahead when it comes to seeding. Albert with the wild 3-point miss on that shot. Berry gives the foul. I think that will foul out Allie Berry, I believe, with 13.3 to go. There you see on the rebound Ingalls, and Berry just gives the foul. Only the 4th foul on Berry. My apologies. We'll send Ingalls to the line. So yeah, these 3 New Brunswick teams, they are neck and neck. Games remaining between the teams for sure. Every team plays one another again. So coming out of this weekend, each team will have 2 games left, and it'll be against their New Brunswick counterparts. As Miller scores again. So the Mystics and Fog will meet again. The Mystics will also play the Freeze. And the Freeze will play the Mystics and the Fog coming up in the schedule. But this weekend, it's all at St. Mary's. Check it all out online. This one is going to end 74-66 in favor of Port City. Port City was pretty much in control from early on. They got out to the early 10-point lead. Mystics did cut it to 4 late in this quarter, but great response from Port City. No question in my mind who the leading scorer of this one is. It's got to be Kaylee Kilpatrick. She's the very obvious choice of player of the game. If you want a secondary choice for Port City, it's Reese Baxendale. For Moncton, Leah St. Pierre or Abby Miller will be the immediate players that jump out at me. Moncton really couldn't get any outside shots going in this one much at all. Kelly Vass was the player of the game choice. Vass had a pretty good first half, didn't seem to score a lot in the second half. Vass, always a fun player to watch. Always works hard, leaves it all on the court. So I missed that selection. And it's Courtney Thompson who gets the player of the game nod for Port City. So I'm 0 for 2, and I took even a couple guesses at each side. So strikeouts for me on that one. But an absolute home run on the court here for the Fog. Fog moved to 4-2, tied with the Freeze. We're going to wrap this one up here right now. Folks, this weekend, St. Mary's, all 6 teams. Get yourself there if you can't. Check out the schedule and the online links. I'm Bill Gibson. It's been my absolute privilege to bring you this game once again here in Port City. Just love this league, and fans, I'm sure if you're watching along, you do as well. That'll do it here from St. John. It is the Fog over the Mystics. Tune in again, folks. Check out all the great action in this league. Thanks for tuning in.